The OK Green was ultimately decided way back in Week 4 when Mona Shores held on for a 14-12 win over Byron Center. Now the Sailors and Bulldogs met for a second time this season, now with the district title on the line in this week's Blitz battle. This one once again in the confines of Sailor Stadium, and the crowd was rocking for this game. First quarter, Bulldogs opened up the scoring. Landon Tungate across the middle to Will Lake, who barely hangs on there for the score. BC up 7-0. Skip to the third. Bulldogs on offense. They recover the onside kick. Tungate airs it out to Luke Laska, who hauls it in for another score to boost their lead, but this one far from over. In the third, Jonathan Pittman lets it fly. Tyrese McCorvey-Hill earns the first Sailor touchdown of the game. Early in the fourth, Sailors threatening to tie things up. Pittman runs it in from the 10-yard line. PAT is good, so it's tied 23-all. BC not going down easy, though. Landon here, we saw him throw. Now he's on his feet, giving the Dogs a one-score lead. They had to shut down the Shores offense, and it's Will Lake, the kid who pulled down that first touchdown, also pulling down the interception to win this game for Byron Center. Taking down Mona Shores 30-23. Here are some very happy Bulldogs after that game.
We knew that they were a tough team. We lost to them Week 4. We made some errors. I made some errors that we cleaned up. I cleaned up them, gave us that extra boost when we were coming ready for this game, because it's life or death out here in the playoffs. So in a district championship, that means so much to our community. Yeah.
Just talked about how it was going to be a close game and how a third guy in for us is going to have to make a play, like a guy who doesn't practice take all the first group reps, and our third corner is the one that made the play at the end of the game there. So that was just a really neat thing. But big games come down to those role playing kids, and the guys who have been the backups all year need to be ready to go, and our guys were ready to go for that.
Brett, that's a massive win there for Byron Center, especially beating the same team twice in a season is really, really difficult, but also to kind of stay the course as Mona Shores came back in the second half and just kind of keep plugging along. What does that say about Mark Cisco and that team?
Defense wins championships, and as much as you talk about Landon Tungate, and he did clean things up, remember he had 3 INTs, all 3 of his INTs came in that first meeting, so you knew he was going to come back with a better performance. But the defense, I mean, think about the stop against Muskegon in the regular season at the end. Here, Mona Shores has a chance. They're knocking on the door. The defense, and Lake comes up with a big interception there. So defense wins championships. You hear coaches talk about it all the time. It's not just something they're throwing out there. That was big for BC in a couple of different games this year. And also, this is the tough part for me, is high school seniors that have a great run and they end because they're facing good teams. And for Mona Shores, what a tremendous year. And Coach Koziak has done a phenomenal job. This was just a great game all the way around. 2 great coaching staffs, 2 great groups of kids playing, 2 great groups of seniors just landing on the line. This was like a championship game.
Well, it's tough too, especially when there are 2 teams that we cover here in West Michigan. Like, I would have loved to see this game maybe as a state final or a state semifinal, something along those lines. So it's really tough to see these matchups happen early in the playoffs.
And I think we need to say this. How good was the OK Conference with realignment this year? How deep these divisions were. These were 2 teams in the same division.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. It could have been a state championship game.
Absolutely.